once the recording starts.
Okay. So Gokul sir, shall I start
Ma'am,
from the
please,
beginning
you
again?
can
Ah,
you can
yeah.
start.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bharti NS, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, SSMRV College. Research is like riding a bicycle. To keep balance, you must keep moving, said by Albert Einstein. I cordially welcome you all for the day one of a national level 3-day webinar on research guidelines, literature review, questionnaire designing, and application of statistical tools conducted by Parishodhana, the Research Club, in association with 25th edition of Faculty Study Circle. The Research Club was an initiative taken to facilitate the needs of research among teaching faculty. The organizing team members for the event are, under the guidance of Dr. S. Anil Kumar, Principal, SSMRV College, Dr. Nagaraj MS, Head, Department of Commerce and Coordinator, IQAC, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi R, Coordinator, Parishodhana, the Research Club, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Mrs. Shakila MK, Coordinator, Faculty Study Circle, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Ms. Bharti NS, Ms. Rupalata M, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Dr. Padma C, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Mr. Yellappa M, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Mrs. Anusha N, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Mr. Shivakumara N, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. Technical Assistants, Nandini J, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Gokul C, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. I request Mrs. Vijayalakshmi R, Coordinator, Parishodhana, the Research Club, to welcome the virtual gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Bharti ma'am. Hope my voice is audible.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Good evening to one and all present here. Shivananda Sharma Memorial RV College, popularly known as SSMRV College, is affiliated to Bangalore City University and recognized by UGC as per the clause established in the year 1982. Institution is a center for holistic education and offers undergraduate, postgraduate, and research programs, establishing strength in every aspect of academic pursuits. The institute was accredited by NAC with A grade. SSMRV College has 30 activity centers ranging from sports, NSS, NCC, community services, Rotaract Club, Health Club, Research Club, Faculty Study Circle, and so on. Today, we have gathered on a virtual platform for a 3-day national level webinar on research guidelines, literature review, questionnaire designing, and application of statistical tools organized by Research Club in association with 25th edition of Faculty Study Circle. We are happy to say we have 820 participants from different universities across India. I, Vijayalakshmi R, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Convener of Research Club, take this opportunity to welcome the August gathering. Behind every unique initiative, we have an inspiring personality who is also a motivator, philosopher, and a guide who is none other than our beloved principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir, for this program.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vijayalakshmi.
I welcome today's resource person, Dr. Preyal Singhvi, Assistant Professor, Som-Lalit Institute of Business Management, Ahmedabad. Welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
We have Dr. Mamata Brahm Bhatt, Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Business Intelligence, BK School, Academic Coordinator, Institute of Defense Studies and Research, Ahmedabad. She is our Day 2 and Day 3 resource person. Warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Behind the success of any team, there will be a leader who always inspires the team members. We have an eminent leader who always guides us in every aspect. Dr. M.S. Nagaraj sir, Head of the Department, IQAC Coordinator. Warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
I also welcome head of the department of different departments, the head different departments, faculty members, and my dear organizing team members. Program would not be successful without the participation, so without the participants. It's my honor to welcome the participants from different universities across India. Welcome to one and all. Happy learning. Over to you, Bharti ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Vijayalakshmi ma'am, for such a warm welcome. I request Dr. Padma C, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to introduce our beloved principal to the gathering.
Thank you, Bharati ma'am. Great leaders don't tell you what to do, they show you how it's done. With this quotes, I, Dr. Padma C, Assistant Professor of Department Commerce, start to introduce our beloved principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar. Dr. S. Anil Kumar is the principal of SSMRV College. He is a man of distinct vision, fountaining of illuminating ideas. He is a leader, a visionary, an accomplished academician, and able administrator. Dr. S. Anil Kumar is a visionary leader who works passionately to revamp the education system and has developed an unique model called 360-degree educational for wholeness model with a six-dimensional approach that caters to the holistic development of an individual. He has been a popular teacher among faculty and students and has spearheaded many innovations in the field of education. He has an academic experience of over 4 decades in the field of commerce and management, both at UG and PG level. In recognition of his contribution to the field of commerce and management, he has been awarded honorary D.Litt from the University of Panama, US. He has more than 21 years of research experience. He is a recognized guide for many universities for MPhil and PhD programs. He has produced 5 PhD and 31 MPhil students. He is a renowned author and has written 25 books in various subjects of commerce. He has been doing various UGC-sponsored projects. Dr. Kumar has also published many research articles in many reputed journals. He has presented many papers in national and international conferences, to mention a few: Griffith University in Australia, Harvard University in Boston, USA, and so on. He has been an elected Academic Council member of Bangalore University and a member of Tourism Committee of FKCCI. He has been the chairman of Board of Studies and Board of Examination of Bangalore University and other universities. He is a member of NACPR team. The reflection of his hard work and commitment has transformed into various awards, such as in recognition of dedicated service as a teacher conferred by His Excellency Dr. Hansaraj Bharadwaj, the then Governor of Karnataka, organized by Rotary Bangalore South and Karnataka Civil Defence Corps. Dr. Abdul Kalam Gold Medal for his contribution to the education and research, awarded by the Global Economic Progress and Research Association, New Delhi. He has been awarded for achieving excellency in education from Rashtriya Shikshana Samiti Trust. Dr. Kumar has also received Best Faculty Award for the year 2021 from the Vivekananda College, Tiruchengodu, Tamil Nadu. He received Lifetime Achievement Award for Novel Research Academy, Puducherry. He has been an NCC under officer and has won the Best Candidate Award. He has also received the Guru Vashishta Award 2022 by Dhanand Sahar Business School. He also facilitated for his work by MS Ramaya Foundation the occasion of Teachers' Day. Coming back to his key areas within SSMRV, his academic innovation like the 360-degree education for wholeness model with dimensional approach, setting up of 40 academic and co-curriculum clubs for holistic development of students, introduction of skill integrated learning program with emerging technologies, introduction of work integrated learning program, establishment of corporate labs, innovative teaching learning pedagogies, international collaborations, establishment of simulation labs for skill enhancement. The direct impact of same was our college getting an A grade by NAC for the first time during its third accreditation cycle. We are proud to mention that our students got many ranks and gold medals in the Bangalore University examination and Bangalore City University examinations. SSMRV College has been ranked 4th among top 5 colleges in India for best value for money in India Today MRDA survey consequently 2018, 19, 20 and 21. You are an inspiration to students and all teachers, sir. Thank you for everything. Now I call upon our principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar, sir, to bestow us with his dynamic words of your knowledge. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Padma. Good evening. First of all, I would like to welcome once again the resource persons for this 3-day national level seminar on research guidelines. Dr. Preyal and Dr. Mamata. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And I would like to appreciate the initiative taken by Department of Commerce, SSMRV College, in association with Research Club and the Study Circle. So I appreciate entire team, Dr. M.S. Nagaraj, Professor Vijayalakshmi, Professor Shakila, and the entire organizing team of this particular program. I really very happy to see there are about 360 participants participating in this particular program. So I would like to welcome all the participants who have taken interest in this particular program organized by SSMRV College. So it's a very important topic which has been taken for this particular national level seminar, that is research guidelines, which is very important in the present context for people who are doing research, that is doing PhD, and also people who are interested in publishing papers. So it will go a long way for all the researchers. So I would like to once again appreciate all the people who are involved in this particular event, and all the best, all the best for 3 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your such motivating words. I request Mrs. Rupalata M, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to introduce the resource person for the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Bharti ma'am. I, Rupalata M, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Preyal Singhvi Madam. Dr. Preyal Singhvi Madam completed MBA from Anand Institute of Management, SP University, and PhD in Management from Kadi Sarva Vishwavidyalaya on the topic Study on Consumers' Impulse Buying Behavior in Organized Retail Stores with reference to Gujarat state. She had done many certificate courses And Madam was appointed as a member of Board of Studies for MBA and Integrated MBA for syllabus formation and upgradation for 3 years. She has an industrial experience of 1.5 year in ICICI Prudential Life Insurance and 14 years in teaching. At present, Madam is working as Associate Professor in RB Institute of Management Studies, Ahmedabad. And regarding paper presentation and publication, Madam had published more than 8 papers in reputed journals and also presented many papers. Madam had attended more than 10 workshops and seminars. She was a resource person for second online refresher course in Commerce and Management on the topic Fundamentals of Qualitative Research Methods. Madam was a key speaker in national level interactive workshop on research methodology on the topic various method of qualitative research. The achievement of the madam runs to too many pages and due concern with the time, I have to limit to this. And I assure you that the session will be more informative and interactive also. I once again welcome Dr. Preyal Singhvi Madam for the session. Now, I request Dr. Preyal Singhvi Madam to start the session. Over to you, Madam.
Very good evening to all.
Ma'am, actually, we are getting echo.
Ma'am,
If you have,
audible to you?
ma'am, if you have logged in through two devices, it would act so.
Ma'am, I have logged in only one device.
Oh, is it so? But we are getting echo, ma'am.
Okay, just hold on, ma'am.
Mm.
Sorry for interruption.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. But still, we are getting echo, ma'am.
Ma'am, now it is clear.
Use earphones, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have used. Now it is audible.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Now it's clear.
Okay. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you so
sorry
much.
for interruption. Very good evening to all.
Good evening, ma'am.
First of all, I would like to thank ma'am for the brief introduction of mine, and I would like to thank Shivanandan Sharma Memorial RV College for providing me this opportunity. I welcome all the participants on the 3 days national level seminar on research guideline. So basically today's session is on literature review. So we are going to discuss on what is literature review, why, what is importance of literature review, and how we can able to do the literature review that we are going to discuss in this particular session. Basically, this is going to help, this session or this workshop is going to help. Sir has rightly said the people who would like to do the PhD or who would like to publish the research paper, this session is going to definitely going to help them. Basically, this will be the interactive session. So if anybody has having any kind of a doubt, they can able to ask anytime. So once again, I welcome all the participants on the session on literature review. So first of all, basically we'll discuss what is a meaning of literature review. So basically, if we talk about the name itself, explain what is the meaning of literature review. So basically, name itself explain it is a literature review, right? So what is a literature review? Is a literature review is the review of the past literature. So basically, let's say, for example, if you have selected the topic, for example, you have selected the topic which is of the impulsive buying. This is a topic, and in this particular topic, you would like to do the research. So the first important thing is you need to review the past literature.
the work which is done by other on a same topic. This is known as a literature review. So basically, literature review is we are going to review the work of past literature. Meaning of literature, it can be the research paper, it can be the book chapter, it can be the newspaper article, it can be the article, anything that we can able to refer which is related to our topic. So if we talk about the literature review, it is an overview of the previously published work on a topic. So basically in a literature review chapter, we are going to understand the work done by the other related to our topic. Another term which is of literature review is a survey of scholarly source that provide an overview of a particular topic. So basically from the literature review, we can able to get overview, we can able to understand the topic, we can able to find out some variables. For that, we require to do the literature review. So in layman language, basically whenever you are going to conduct the research, literature review is a very important chapter. First, if your literature review is good enough, then and then you can able to get more clarity about your topic. So basically, whenever you are going to start your research, basically if you would like to PhD or if you would like to publish your research paper, your literature review should be very strong. If your literature review is strong, then you can get the more clarity about your topic. You can able to get more clarity what you would like to do. You can able to get more clarity how you would like to do the research further. That's why this one is a very important chapter. Basically, in this particular session, during this 1.5 hour session, we are going to discuss what is the literature review, what is the importance of literature review, why we should do the literature review, and how we would like to do the literature review. That we are going to discuss during this particular session. Okay, go to next slide, ma'am. So, first of all, we require to understand the question of why we require to do the literature review. What is the importance of the literature review? So first of all, we will understand the answer of why we would like to do this. The first is demonstrate your knowledge. So first important thing is through literature review, we can able to get insight about the topic. Through literature review, we can able to understand the topic. Through literature review, we can able to get about the idea about the topic. So basically, the literature review is important to get the knowledge, to demonstrate the knowledge, to get insight about the topic. For that, we require to do the literature review. For example, let's say, for example, you have taken or chosen the topic for your research is a impulsive buying. When you have selected the topic, you do not have any idea what is the meaning of impulsive buying. So through literature review, you can able to understand what is the meaning of impulsive buying, right? You can able to understand what are the variables which have the impact on impulsive buying. You can able to get understand about detail about the impulsive buying. So basically, first important thing is if we want to understand the topic into detail. For example, you have selected the topic which is of that we can say that the green clothes. So this one is new to us, right? We do not have any idea what is the meaning of it. So through this literature, we can able to get idea, we can able to get the knowledge, we can able to understand what are the whatever the variable which have impact that we can able to understand from the literature review. Another important thing which is of justify the gap in the research. So basically, whenever we want to do the research, most important thing is we need to identify the gap. Through literature review, we can able to identify the gap. Maybe it is possible through literature review you can able to understand majority research has been conducted on your topic in a European country or in USA, but very few research has been conducted on your topic in a particular Asian country or in India. So maybe you can able to identify that this is the gap. Because of that, I would like to do the research. Maybe it is possible कि majority research, for example, if we talk about the technology part of it. So technological research has been conducted more or less in the USA and America, the western part, right? So that you can able to identify the gap. Maybe let's say, for example, if you have selected the topic which is of the impulsive buying, so based upon literature review, you can able to understand the majority people has conducted or done the research on uh, that we can say that on organized retail. Very few researcher has been conducted the research on impulsive buying related to the cosmetic, so that you can able to identify that this one is a gap. Very few research has been conducted on impulsive buying for the cosmetic purchase, so that you can able to identify this one is a gap, and based upon that you can able to conduct the further research. Another example, if we talk about, for example, your topic is the same which is of impulsive buying. So based upon literature review, you can able to understand the majority people has taken the demographic variable, people have taken the in-store variable. Maybe some researcher have studied the impact of staff behavior, or maybe that they have studied about the impact of advertisement or impact of the price. So basically, based upon literature review, you can able to understand the majority research on impulsive buying has been conducted on in-store variable or demographic. Very few research has been conducted on the that we can say that the personal factors, like if we talk about the mood or if we talk about the hedonic feeling. Very few research has been conducted on this particular things. So based upon literature review, you can able to identify where is the gap in a research, right? So for that we can able to require to do the detailed literature review. Another important thing is conceptual framework. So basically, whenever you would like to do the research, we require to develop our conceptual framework. Conceptual framework means it is a theoretical framework that we have developed. The thing that we would like to test uh, using the various statistical model. Still, we have not tested it, right? So using literature review, what we can do, we can able to develop our conceptual model. Using literature review, we can able to identify what are the variables that I would like to study for my research. Based upon the research gap, based upon detailed literature review, you can able to identify what are the variables that you would like to study for further research. Maybe let's say, for example, if we take the same example of impulsive buying. So basically, based upon literature review on impulsive buying, you can have idea about कि okay, for my research on impulsive buying, I would like to study the impact of advertisement on impulsive buying. I would like to study impact of advertisement on impulsive buying. I would like to study the impact of demographic on impulsive buying. I would like to study the impact of credit card on impulsive buying. So basically what I can develop, I can able to develop my research model. I can able to identify what are the variables that I would like to study further. That clarity you can able to get based upon the detailed literature review. So basically the detailed literature review is going to give you the clarity about your research. Whenever you have selected a topic, for example, that I have already given, I have selected a topic, I want to do something related to augmented reality. That topic that I have selected, but I do not have the clear idea about what is the meaning of augmented reality. I do not have idea about what are the variables which have the impact on the augmented reality. I do not have any idea about what kind of methodology I can able to use for the further research. What should be my sample size? What kind of the question that I need to ask? I do not have any idea before doing the literature review. But if I am going to do the literature review on a same topic, which is of augmented reality. So here in that case, what I am going to do, I am going to refer the work of others that they did on a same topic, which is on augmented reality. I will understand what are the variables that they have studied. I will understand what they found. I will understand how they have conducted the research. I will understand what kind of methodology that they have adopted. I will understand what kind of question that they have asked. I am going to understand what kind of research that they did, whether they did the qualitative, whether they did the qualitative. If I want to get answer of all this, for that I require to do the literature review. Am I not audible? Ma'am, am I audible to you?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, we have muted the audio and video. You're absolutely audible, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Thank you. Just to ensure that there is no disturbance in between.
Okay, because I have received the comment ki you are not audible. That's why.
No, you are, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, friends. Okay, yeah. So basically the literature review is going to help you. It's going to solve all your questions that you are having when you are going to conduct the research. So this is a question of why we require to do the literature review. So first is demonstrate your knowledge. You can able to understand the topic into detail. You can able to get idea. Just for example, we have discussed, if I have selected augmented reality as a topic, I do not have idea about what is the meaning of augmented reality, what are the variables which have impact on augmented reality. So if I am going to conduct the literature review, I can get the more clarity about the topic. Another thing is justify the gap. So based upon literature review, I can able to understand, majority of researcher has conducted the research related to augmented reality for the cosmetic product, but many few research has been conducted on augmented reality on the topic or related to the eyewear. So that I can able to identify as a gap, and I can able to do the further research. Based upon literature review, I can able to develop my own conceptual model. So here, meaning of conceptual model is the variable that you would like to study for your research. That's, for example, that I have already given the example of impulsive buying. If you have taken your topic is impulsive buying, so based upon the literature review, you can able to get the clarity what are the variable that you would like to study for your research, whether you would like to study the demographic, whether you would like to study the advertisement, whether you would like to study about the staff behavior, whether you would like to study about the mood, whether you would like to study the impact of culture, or whether you would like to study about the availability of time, or whether you would like to study about the credit card. So many variables have the impact on impulsive buying. So that clarity that you can able to get, and out of that you can able to develop your own model. What are the variables that you would like to study the further for your own research? again is inform the methodology. So based upon literature review, you can able to get the clarity about the methodology, how you would like to conduct the research, whether you would like to do the qualitative research or whether you would like to do the quantitative research, how you are going to collect the data, whether you are going to use the survey or whether you are going to use the observation as a method or whether you are going to conduct the experiment. That clarity you can able to get from the literature review. So this is answer of why we require to do the literature review. That I have already told. Literature review is a very important chapter for your research. If you are able to do the strong literature review, you can able to get more clarity about research. You can able to get more clarity what you would like to do. You can able to get more clarity how you would like to do. You can able to get more clarity what kind of questions that you are going to ask. So for all this thing, we require to do the literature review. Next, we are going to discuss about how we are going to conduct the literature review. So basically, next we are going to discuss about the steps for literature review. So basically, up to this, we have discussed what is the literature review and we have discussed why we would like to do the literature review. So next topic we are going to discuss if we want to conduct the literature review, then how we can able to conduct it, what are the steps that we would like to follow. So basically here there is a very simple 3-step which is mentioned. Step 1 for literature review is to find out the relevant literature. Step 2 for conducting the literature review is to log, catalog and synthesizing. Step 3 for doing the literature review is outlining, writing up the literature review. So further in this particular session, we are going to discuss all the steps into detail. So further, we are going to discuss how we can able to do the literature review, how we can able to write it, what are the steps we need to follow if you would like to conduct the literature review. So first we are going to discuss the first step, which is of find out the literature review. So basically, if you want to do the literature review, then first important step is you require to find out the literature which is related to your topic. So basically here, for example, if your topic is factors affecting the impulsive buying, this is your topic. So basically, you can able to refer the literature which is done anywhere in the world which is related to your topic. The first we are going to discuss how we can able to find out the related literature. The first method for finding the relevant literature is the Google Scholar, University Library, snowballing and related dissertation. We all are aware about the Google, right? Whatever the things that we would like to find out, we will prefer to do the Google. We are going to, and whatever the things that we would like to find out or we would like to search, we are just going to enter the keyword and Google is going to give us the results related to our keyword. Next please. So basically same way, the Google has developed one search engine which is a Google Scholar, which is specially for the academic purpose. So using this Google Scholar, we can able to find out the related literature. So basically, in this particular search, we require to enter or we require to write down the keywords. So if you would like, if your topic is factors affecting impulsive buying, so basically you can able to enter the one keyword which is of impulsive buying, or you can able to enter the keyword factors affecting impulsive buying. so that you can able to enter in a Google Scholar. So here in this particular screen, you found some search from the Google related to the keyword which is of impulsive buying. Another thing in this particular thing, Google Scholar also give us this article is cited by. So basically, if you are going to refer the first article, which is of normative influence on impulsive buying behavior, here you can find out this article is cited by 2000, 2703 people. So basically, you can able to check the credibility of the literature or credibility of the research paper based upon the citation. If more people have cited this article, then we need to assume that this article is a more credible, this article is a more popular related to your topic that you have selected. So first important thing is you need to go through the citation. Based upon that, you can able to check the credibility and you can able to check the popularity of the article. If we talk about uh, in a Google Scholar, maybe there are some article which is available where you can able to download. For that, you don't require any access. You don't require any ID and password. Without any ID and password or without don't require any access, you can able to download the article. So here, if it is a first, you can look at this normative influence on impulsive buying behavior. For that, PDF is available. So what you can do, you can able to click on this PDF and you can able to download the PDF which is related to this particular topic, which is of normative influence on impulsive buying behavior. But if it is in a Google Scholar, maybe in a some type, some uh, literature review or in a some for some research paper, some literatures or articles you require access. If you are having if you are having some access, then and then you can able to download those particular article, right? So maybe for that, what you require to do, just you require to note down the exact topic of the article or of the research paper. After that, we are going to here in a first step, you just need to note down the exact topic of the research paper that you are not able to download, because for the some article Google Scholar required the access. If you do not have access, if you do not have ID and password, you are not able to download the research paper. But it is not like that. We need to just refer the literature which is available or with whom we are having access. But another method that we are going to follow, but here in a first method, you just need to note down the top exact topic of the research paper. Go to next. Okay, so here this one is that if you are going to click on some article, you require the access. But in that case, it is not necessary for all the articles. We are having the access, right? So go to next slide, please. Okay. So for that, what you can do, there are some university library which is available. You can go to the IIM library, or there are some university. Okay. There are some university library which is available. So you can have a subscription of this particular library. They are having access of so many, maybe they are having access of EBSCO, they are having access of Emerald, they are having access of the Science Direct. So what you can do, you can able to visit some university library like IIM library, which have a subscription or access of all this journal which is of the Science Direct, uh, Science Direct, or you can go to the this Emerald, or they are having access. So what you can do, you can visit the university library. You have already jot down, or you have noted down the exact title of the research paper that you can able to use. You can able to enter the exact title of the research paper, and they are having access, so you can able to download it. So another important thing is you can visit the university library. Whatever the title that you have noted down, you can enter in a university library, and you are able to download it. Third method that we can able to follow if we want to find out the literature research paper related to your topic. Third method, which is of the snowballing. What is this particular method which is of the snowballing? In this particular snowballing method, what you require to do, you require to find out first 3 to 4 research paper which is very relevant to your topic. So first you need to identify 3 to 4 research paper which is very relevant to your topic. If you are going to scroll down the research paper, after all the research paper you found the last page which is related to the references. So here the researcher have mentioned what are the resources or research paper or the article that particular researcher have referred. You can able to find out the relevant article from this particular references. You can able to search those article. You can able to download those particular article. So this one is a method of a snowballing. Here you can able to again I am repeating, you can find out 3 to 4 research paper which is very relevant to your topic. You refer the references of the researcher. You can able to find out the relevant research paper or article which is related to your topic. You can able to download the research paper or article from either Google Scholar or either from the university library. So this one is another method to find out the relevant literature related to your topic. Another method that you can able to use, which is of it's the same way, you can able to refer the dissertation, or you can able to refer the project of the students, or you can able to refer the thesis. This is also possible. Again, you can there is a one library which is there, which is of Shodh Ganga. Through that you can able to refer the thesis, like this is a Shodh Ganga. Here you just need to write down the keywords. Based upon that you can able to find out the thesis. Another thing which is available, which is of the scihub.com, which is that many times it is possible you are not able to download the research paper because you do not have access. So what you require to do, you just require to copy the DOI, or you just require to copy the title of the research paper. You need to enter into the SciHub, and you can able to download those particular research paper. So basically these are the some technique and methods that you can able to use to find out the relevant literature which is related to your topic. Just have the quick recap of the first step. First is you can use Google Scholar, you can use the university library, you can use the snowball methods where you can able to find out the relevant article or relevant literature from the references part, and you can able to download it. You can able to get some relevant literature or relevant reference related research paper or literature from the student dissertation or from the thesis or from the project. So these all are the methods that you can able to use if you want to download the literature which is related to your topic. Important is the literature should be related to your topic. It can be the broad topic. For example, if you would like to study about the customer perception towards Airtel, So you can able to refer the literature related to the customer preference for the service provider in telecommunication. It is not like that you required to only refer the literature which is done or which is did based on the Airtel, right? You can able to refer the broad literature. For example, if you would like to study about the augmented reality on eye care, so basically, you can also refer about the augmented reality for the cosmetic, or you can able to refer the augmented reality on any other sector. You can able to refer any literature. Literature should be related to your topic. It should be the broad enough, right? Next, we will move further towards the second point. So in a first point, we have discussed how we can able to find out the related literature related to your topic. Second, we are going to discuss, please go to the next slide. So basically, if we talk about the step 2, then step 2 is all about log, catalog and synthesizing. So don't jump into, it is not like that if you have downloaded or if you are able to find out related literature which is related to your topic, don't directly jump into the writing of the literature review. First, what we need to do, first we need to log. Meaning of log is we need to organize the whatever the research paper or whatever the literature that we have downloaded. First, we need to organize the resources which is available with us. After that, we need to catalog. We will study what is, we will discuss what is the meaning of the cataloging. And after that, we are also discussing what is the meaning of the synthesizing. So here my advice is, after downloading the research paper or reading of the research paper, don't directly jump into the writing of the literature review. First, we need to do all these things which give you the more clarity about the literature, so you can able to write it better. Otherwise, if you will directly jump to the writing of the literature review, then maybe you will realize you have wasted your time. Again, you require to do the rework, or you require to revise your literature review chapter. So my advice is don't directly jump into the writing of the literature review. Before that, you require to do this log, catalog, and the synthesizing. So basically, if we talk about the log, means we need to organize whatever the resources that we are having. Maybe if you are going to do your PhD, in that case, you require to refer 100 literature, 100 research paper, 200 research paper that you have downloaded from the various sources, maybe from the Google Scholar, maybe from the university library, from the different sources. It is, literature review is not of the 1 day, 2 day job. Maybe it takes months to do the literature review. So first, what is important? Important is to organize the resources that we are having. Many times it is very difficult if we have downloaded some research paper. If we would like to refer it further, we are not able to find out this particular research paper. So first important thing is we need to organize the things. So how we can able to organize the things, that we will discuss. So basically, so many reference management software nowadays, so many reference management software which is available. Using this reference management software like Mendeley, I suggest you can use this Mendeley reference management software. Zoreto is also there for the reference management. So many different type of reference management software which is there. You can able to use those reference management software for organizing your literature. So first, if we talk about, we just have some idea about, get idea about how to use this Mindly. So if you want to download the Mindly software, what you would like to do, just you need to in Google you need to write down the Mindly. You can able to get it, Mindly reference management software. You can able to click on this. Go to next slide. After that, there is option which is available, download Mindly for the desktop. So what you can do, you can able to click on Mindly, download Mindly for the desktop. So you are able to download now for Windows. So this particular software which is available for Windows 7 also, it is available for iOS also. So you can able to download the Mindly, and after that go to next slide please. After that, you can able to get this particular screen when you are going to open the Mindly software, right? Here you can able to find out so many tabs like Mindly Reference Manager, File, on the top, Edit, Tools, and Help. What you need to do after downloading the Mindly software, you need to click on the Tools. In this particular tools, you find out the two things. One which is of Mindly for web importers. So basically this plugin you require to download Mindly for the web importer, and another plugin which is for the Word, Microsoft Word. So you require to install, first you require to install these two plugins. After that, uh, uh, if you would like to add the research paper that you have downloaded, so what you need to do for this, you just need to drag and drop. For example, you have downloaded the 100 research paper. Now you want to want to enter, or now you want to include it is in a Mindly. So what you need to do, you just need to select the file. You need to drag and drop in this particular white area where author, year, title which is there. You just need to drag and drop the research paper, and after that you can able to get all this detail related to the research paper, like you can able to get about abstract, you can able to get the PDF, you can able to get about the DOI, you can able to get the detail about the author, you can able to get the detail regarding the year of publisher, in which year this paper was published, you can able to get the detail of idea. So all this detail that you can able to get whenever you are going to drag and drop your research paper. So after in entering all this research paper, in maybe in future, maybe after 1 month or 2 months down the line, you would like to read this particular research paper. So just you need to click on this particular things. Here the PDF option which is available, just you need to click on the PDF and the PDF file will be open. So first important thing is, whatever the resources, whatever the literature, whatever the research paper that we are having, we require to organize the things. For that, you can able to use this Mendeley, or you can able to use Zoreto or any other reference management software. Another thing, the video which is available on Mendeley, how to use it. So it is going to help you for the citation, and if you want, it is going to help you for the references. After that, adding of all this, if you want to write down the citation, or if you want to write down the literature review, just you need to go to the Word, Microsoft Word. You need to click on the references. You will find out the Mendeley option, right? So many different style for the references which is available. APS style is there. The all the journal which is follow the different style of the references. So you need to select your style, in which style you want to write down the reference, and Mindly software automatically write the references in the particular selected referencing style. So your work become very easy if you are going to use the reference management software. Otherwise, what you require to do, otherwise manually you require to write down the references. Maybe let's say, for example, you have write down the one research paper using the APA references style. but you would like to apply, you would like to publish in some research journal. So all the research journal are having a different, that we can say that they are following, we are following the different style. Research journal are following a different style. So again, you need to revise your references. But what you can do using this reference management software, you can able to select the format of a specific journal, and in this particular format, you can write the references. So you don't require to do the work manually. So first important thing is to organize your literature. You can able to use the Manly or the any reference management software. Another important thing is, go to next slide please. Another important is second step, which is of the cataloging. So that I have already told, after reading of the literature review, literature or the research paper, don't directly jump into the writing of the literature. What you need to do, first you need to cataloging your information. For that, I am going to advise you can able to create one Excel sheet. Using this Excel sheet, you can able to create the catalog. So here there are some heading which is there. Whatever the research paper that you are going to refer, you are going to enter the detail in this particular format. First, let's say for example, if you are going to refer the research paper on factors affecting impulsive buying. So first you require to enter the detail regarding the author, detail regarding the year of publishing, detail regarding the title. After that, you require to enter the categories, or you require to enter the keywords that particular researcher have studied. Maybe if we talk about the factors affecting impulsive buying, this particular researcher have studied the demographic as a variable, studied the advertisement as a variable, studied the price as a variable. So basically, you need to enter the keywords or the variables this particular researcher had studied in his particular research. So first column should be the author. After that, it should be the year. After that, it should be the title of the research. Then the variables or the keywords of particular research paper. After that, you need to write down the key findings of particular literature. So basically, if we talk about this research paper, factors affecting impulsive buying. So basically, the researcher have found the relation between age and impulsive buying. Researchers have found relation between gender and impulsive purchase, but researchers did not found any impact or any relation with education and impulse purchase. So basically, in this particular column, you require to write down the finding of the research. So basically, in this particular write down paper, you need to write down the findings of the researcher. What this researcher have found in this particular research paper. That you require to write down in this particular column, which is of key argument. Another thing that you need to write down, which is of the context. So context, in which context this researcher have studied. Maybe some researcher have studied lower income people. Maybe some researcher have taken into consideration the female. Maybe some researcher have studied only the housewife. Maybe it is possible that some researcher have taken into consideration only the students. Maybe some researcher has taken the faculties. So basically here we require to understand the context of the research paper. In what context this researcher has studied. Maybe researcher has studied in a student point of view, or the faculty point of view, or maybe the administrator point of view, or maybe of the university point of view. So that we require to understand, that we require to note down in a context part. After that, what we need to do, we require to understand what kind of methodology this researcher have adopted, whether he used um, qualitative research method, or whether this particular researcher has used the quantitative as a research method. Again, we require to understand how this particular researcher had collected the data. Maybe this particular researcher had used a survey as a data collection method, or the observation as a data collection method, or experiment as a data collection method. What kind of a statistical tool or technique this particular researcher has used. Maybe they have used the chi-square, or the regression, or the t-test, or the factor analysis. What kind of methodology this particular researcher have adopted. So basically you require to note down for all the research. So what you need to do, for in the synthesizing, you require to read one by one research paper. You require to enter the detail in this particular format, which gives you the more clarity about the research or the variables and the relationship that particular researcher have did, or what that they found. All right. So this is one template that I have included for the synthesizing or the cataloging of the research. Maybe let's say, for example, you are going to read the 100 research paper. So for the 100 research paper, you need to enter all the detail for all the research paper. You need to enter author, that I have already told. You need to more emphasis on the keywords this particular researcher have studied. You need to give the more emphasis on what are the variables this researcher have studied, so that you can mention in category 1, 2, 3. You can add more categories also. You can add more keywords also. After that, you need to mention about what this particular researcher have found, right? After that, you need to understand in which context that they have studied, what kind of methodology that they have adopted, what kind of sample size that they have taken, what kind of questions that they have asked, whether they have developed the questionnaire, whether they did experiment, or whether they did the observation. That you can able to understand from this particular literature. Again, uh, here you can able to write down your note. Maybe let's say, for example, maybe you can able to, what you can do, you can able to write down the your notes, or your understanding also. Maybe let's say, for example, you have uh, referred the paper number 1. In that case, you found the age, this researcher found age have impact on impulsive buying, but you have referred the research paper 2. In this particular researcher found there is no impact on age on impulsive buying. So basically you can able to write down your notes. If this researcher have find out the relation between the age and the impulsive buying, this researcher did not found any relation between age and impulsive buying. So here you can make your comments on and your notes, which give you the more clarity. This particular template is going to help you. Maybe let's say, for example, you want to understand the literature, you want to find out what you can do. First you need to create this Excel sheet. Based upon that, you can able to do the filtering. Basically, let's say, for example, you want to find out the research paper which is related, who has studied the demographic as a variable. So what you can do, in this particular category 1, 2, and 3, you can able to do the filtering. You can able to select the demographic as a variable, and you can able to find out the sorry, You can able to find out the research paper which is related to the demographic. You can able to find out the research paper who have studied the demographic as a variable. For example, if you want to write down the research paper or your literature review as per the chronological order, what you can do using this Excel file, you can able to do the sorting, you can able to do the arranging, and you can able to get the more clarity about the research which is done in as per the time or as per the year. So what you can do after creating the research, this particular Excel sheet, you can able to select the variable, you can able to apply the filtering, you can able to sorting, you can able to arrange the things, so you can able to get the more clarity. So what you require to do whenever you would like to do the literature review, before writing of the literature review, you require to create the cataloging. Here you require to that you require to download all those things. Basically, for that you require to refer the literature. If you require to refer the research paper, you require to refer the abstract. You require basically an abstract, whatever the variable this particular researcher had studied, what they found, what kind of methodology that this researcher have adopted, which is mentioned in abstract. If you want to do, if it is not mentioned, you can refer the conclusion part, you can refer the methodology part, which gives you the more clarity about what this particular researcher did, whatever the variable that they have studied, what kind of methodology this particular researcher have adopted, what they found. So basically, if you want to do the literature review, you require to select one research paper. You require to get clarity about all these things which is related to the variable that they have studied, what kind of methodology that they have adopted, what kind of research that they have did, whether it is qualitative, quantitative, whom that they from whom that they have taken the response. Basically, that I have already explained. Maybe this research is for the student or for the faculties or for the that we can say that the research scholar. So we require to understand the context. We require to find. We require to again. We require to understand what this particular researcher found. Basically, this researcher have studied the demographic as a variable. What they found, whether they found the relationship of age and impulsive buying, whether they found relationship of gender and impulsive buying, whether they found the positive relationship between the price and impulsive buying. So what that they found, that you require to read and you require to mention in this particular Excel sheet. Um, and you need to mention the methodology. If you are going to prepare this Excel sheet, which gives you the more clarity about literature, right? So don't directly jump into the writing of the literature review. First, you need to prepare. First, you need to do the cataloging of the literature review. Okay, go to next. Next is which is of the synthesizing. So after cataloging, you can get the more clarity. Maybe you have read so many research paper. It takes time, right? And maybe you will forget what this particular researcher have studied, what are the variables that they have studied, what they found, what is the relation between these two variables. You are not able to remember all those things. So for that we have discussed you require to do the cataloging, so you can able to keep the record of all the research paper that you have studied. Another thing is this is like that we can say that it is like the puzzle that you are having. There are the different pieces which is there. What you need to do, meaning of synthesizing, we need to think of how we can able to fit all the pieces together and we can able to complete the puzzle. So basically synthesizing, meaning of synthesizing is we need to fit all the pieces of the puzzle together. We need to understand in our mind about the topic. We need to think of, we need to find out the relation, we need to find out the gap. For this is the meaning of a synthesizing, and this one is a very, very, very important step. First, we need to understand the literature or the research paper or the work done by others in our mind. So basically, first we need to ask few questions to our mind, ourselves. How does the research answer my questions? So first I need to, that I have already told, कि this is like a puzzle. जैसे for example, if you talk about you have taken, your topic is impulsive buying, you have downloaded the 100 literature. First step is you need to find out the related literature to your topic. So maybe using method that we have discussed, you are able to find out the 100 research paper article which is related to your topic. After that, you need to organize the things. So for that, you can able to use reference management software. Using that, you can able to organize the paper that you have downloaded. After that, you need to do the cataloging. In a cataloging, you need whatever that you are going to read, you need to create an Excel sheet and you need to enter the detail as per your understanding. Important thing is, somebody has studied about demographics, somebody has studied about in-store, somebody has studied about credit card, somebody has studied about mood, impact of mood on impulsive buying. So there are the different pieces which is there, right? Now we need to understand the different, what we need to do, we need to fit all the pieces together. We need to get the overall picture about our topic. This is the meaning of a synthesizing, and this is a very, very important. So for that, what you can do, if you want to do the um, synthesizing, you can able to use some visual technique. You can able to use some visual aids, which gives you the more clarity, and you can able to get the things in your mind. So basically, if you want to do the synthesizing the things, you need to ask the basic question about yourself. How does the research answer my questions? How does it all fit together? Who is agreeing or disagreeing about what? And what is the narrative? What is the outcome? What you are able to understand from this particular literature? So that you need to do. That I have already told. For that, you can able to use some visual aids. You can you can use some mind mapping software which is also there. You go to next slide please. Important thing is, what you can do, you can use a whiteboard and you can use a marker. You can whatever things that you can able to understand, you can able to write down on the whiteboard. You can able to draw the link between the different variables. Maybe let's say for example, mood is having an impact on feelings, and feelings is having the relation with the impulse purchase. So here what I can draw, I can write down one variable which is of mood. Mood is having a relation with the feelings. Feelings is having a relation with the impulse purchase. So maybe let's say for example, availability of the time. Uh, Again, if we talk about the music, music is having a relation with the positive mood. Or if we talk about the music in a store is having a positive relation with the positive feelings, and this particular feelings is having a relationship with the that we can say that impulse purchase. So here you can use visual aids, you can able to draw the things, you can able to set the links between the variables, which gives you the more clarity about the things that you have studied, which gives you the more clarity what you would like to do. So this is known as a synthesizing the things. Maybe for that, You can use, one important thing is you can use whiteboard, you can use marker, you can able to write down the things, you can remove the things, you can establish the link between the different variables, you can able to find out the links between the different variables, which gives you the more clarity. You can able to understand the things better. um, and after that, if you are able to understand the things, if you are having the complete picture, then you can able to jump into the third step, which is of writing of a literature, right? So first importance, up to this we have discussed the first step and the second step. So in that case, first step that we have discussed, which is of find out the relevant research paper or the literature which is related to your topic. Second literature we have discussed, which is point that we have discussed, which is of log, catalog and synthesizing. Log is organizing the things using reference management software. Another cataloging means you just read the things, create a one Excel sheet, enter all the detail related to variable, related to the findings, related to context, related to author, related to the year, related to the title, which is going to help you for writing of your literature review. And another thing which is of synthesizing, synthesizing that I have told, it is like a puzzle where the different pieces which is there, what we need to do, we need to fit all the pieces together, and we need to complete the puzzle. We need to get the complete picture about the topic that we would like to study further. So basically the synthesizing is going to give you the idea, it gives you the more clarity, which is going to help you to develop your own conceptual model, which gives you the more clarity about the research gap, which is going to give you the more clarity about understanding of the topic. So this is about the synthesizing, and this one is a very, 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 very important things. Uh, Another things that you can do, which is of so now we are going to move further towards the third step. Uh, Please go to next slide. This is one example of a mind mapping. You can go to the next step, which is of outlining and writing up of a literature review. So basically, if we talk about outlining and writing up, so before writing up the literature review, what we need to do? First, we need to design the outline of the literature review. So if we talk about the outline of the literature review, then we are going to discuss how we are going to, what kind of a structure that we are going to follow for our literature, how we are going to write our literature. So basically, if we talk about the structure of the literature review, so basically for the structure, basically we can able to use two methods. Either we can able to write our literature in a chronological order. So basically it is based upon date or based upon the year that we can able to write, or another approach that we can follow, which is based upon the theme, which is known as a thematical approach. So basically here what we can do, here based upon some variables, based upon some category, we are going to write our literature. So maybe it is possible, you need to decide if you would like to write down your literature review in what structure, whether you want to follow the chronological outline, or whether you want to follow the chronological structure, whether you want to follow the semantical approach. So basically, if we talk about when your aim of the research, or when your title of your research is to understand the factors affecting on any others, right? Any other variable. In that case, you should use this semantical approach, right? How you can do? Maybe let's say, for example, if my topic is factors affecting impulsive buying. So what I can do, that I find out so many variables, like demographic as a variable, then the culture as another variable, then the advertisement as another variable. So if I am going to follow the semantic structure, what I am going to do, I am going to club all the research papers who have studied the culture as well. And I am going to write down the comments uh, of this particular what they found, whether the culture have any impact in a particular category which is of a culture. So if I am going to follow the semantical approach or the semantical structure, I am going to club all the literature based upon the category. The same way, let's say for example, another variable I would like to study which is of the advertisement. So here I am going to club all the researcher who have studied the advertisement as a variable. And I am going to write down my findings, my evaluation, my analysis, which is related to the advertisement. This structure, this structure, which is known as semantical structure. Another, if we talk about the chronological. So in a chronological order, okay. So basically, if we talk about thematical approach, in a thematical approach, what you are going to do, basically you are going to write literature review based upon variable that you found or based upon category that you found. For example, you found in, for example, if your topic is impulsive buying, you found there is one variable culture have an impact on impulsive buying. So what you are going to found, what you are going to do, maybe let's say for example, 15 researchers have studied impact of on impulse purchase. So if you are going to follow thematical structure, you are going to club all the research people which studied the culture as a variable. I hope this is clear to you. So in a thematical, based upon theme, we are going to write.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh, Looks like we lost you, man. Participants, please give us a couple of minutes. We'll just try to fix the issue. Please don't put it in the chat box. Thank you.
Preyal ma'am, hope you joined the link again. Are you there in meeting, ma'am?
I guess madam had some issues with audibility, so might be trying to connect. Should wait.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, okay. So basically, we are discussed about the thematical. So basically, in thematical, as per the theme, we need to uh, club the research paper. Another thing which is of the chronological. So basically, if we talk about in chronological, as per the order or as per the year, we are going to arrange the things. So basically, let's say for example, if the political students would like to understand the perception about the demographic or understanding about the demographic, in that case, the maybe the chronological order is a more feasible. So for that we would like to go for the chronological things. If we are going to go further, next slide. So basically, first before writing of the literature review, we need to design the outline. Next, if we are going to do the writing up of the literature review, so next is of how we can able to write the literature review. So basically, first we don't need to expect we are going to write. We are going to write.
Hello,
Hello.
ma'am. Could you please take care of the background? Ma'am, ma'am, there's a
Sorry, sir.
background noise. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So basically, what we need to do after designing the outline, what we need to do now, we need to writing up our literature review. So first step, we don't need to expect we are going to write down the perfect literature. First, we need to write down the first our rough draft, and then we need to revise it. We need to read it. So here there is one quote: "Done is better than the perfect." So don't directly expect to write down the perfect literature review. We need to start the writing of a literature review. First, we need to write down the first draft of the literature review. So next we are going to discuss how we can able to write down the literature review. So this one is the final step of writing of the literature review. So basically, if we talk about writing of literature review, is divided into the three part. One is introduction, body, and the conclusion. So first, what we need to write down in a literature review chapter, first it should be the introduction, after that it should be the body, and after it should be the conclusion. So if we talk about the introduction part, so basically in introduction part it should be the one paragraph only, but basically in this particular introduction part we need to write down what is the purpose of our literature, why we require to do this research, what are the variable that we would like to study. Here in introduction chapter also we need to write down about the scope of the research. So in introduction chapter we require to write down what are the things that we are going to study and what are the things that we are not going to study, that we also require to write down in this particular introduction part. Here in also introduction part we need to write down the gap, what is the gap of the research. So basically it should be that we can say that it is a one paragraph only introduction, which gives some more clarity about how we are going to proceed further. It gives the more clarity what are the variables that we have studied. It gives the more clarity what are the things that we are going to study and what are the things that we are not going to study. So basically this one is a part of the introduction. If we talk about in a things introduction part, we can use some visual aids. In this particular visual aids, what we can do, we can able to write down the outline of further chapter of the literature review. So basically for the literature review chapter, if you are going to study about what is impulsive buying, you are going to study the factors affecting impulsive buying. Based upon that, you are going to develop the conceptual model, and based upon that, you are going to develop the hypothesis. So basically that you can include using some visual aids in an introduction part, which gives the more clarity what are the further things which is included in this particular chapter. So in introduction, again I am repeating, if it is introduction, then in introduction first we need to write down what is the purpose of literature. We need to write down the scope. We need to write down what are the things, what are the variables that we have studied, what are the variables that we have not studied. We need to write down what is the gap, and we need to write down the outline for the further research. Means we need to write down how we are going to proceed this particular chapter further, so that you can able to write down in introductory part. Basically here you can able to write down the your objective also. Maybe your objective can be the review and synthesizing the past literature on so and so topic, whatever the topic that you would like to study, so that you can able to mention in an introduction chapter. If we talk about the body chapter, this is the main important chapter for the literature review. So what you can do here, you can able to write down the synthesizing, analyzing and evaluating the literature based upon the Excel sheet that you have created, which give you the more idea. Again, that we have discussed, before writing a literature review, you need to decide your structure. So based upon the structure that you have decided, you can able to write down the body chapter. So basically that you have decided if you would like to follow that we can say that it is as a chronological order. So as per the chronological order, you are going to write down the literature review. As per the occurrence, you are going to write down your literature. Or let's say, for example, you have decided, okay, I want to follow the category as a theme. So what you can do, you can able to write down your literature. You can able to club all the literature which focus on one particular variable. The example that we have studied, for example, if you want to follow this particular structure, so in that particular thing, let's say for example somebody has studied the culture as a variable, so you are going to study all the literature who have studied the culture as a variable, and you are going to write down your comment, your evaluation, your analyzing in this particular part. So this one is a body part. Again we can discuss further. And in conclusion, if we talk about the conclusion, so basically in a conclusion part, what you need to write down, what you found, that you need to write down what are the variables that you found. So basically conclusion is part of the findings of your chapter. So basically, in a conclusion part, you need to write down the findings. What are the variables that you have studied? What are the variables that you found, which is very important? Which variable have the relationship with which variable? So this is come under the conclusion part. Again, in a conclusion part, many times it is possible people is not going to read the whole literature review chapter. So from the introduction and the conclusion, they can able to get the gist about the literature review. So the conclusion part should be the very strong. If you have developed the conceptual model for your further study, so that you can able to include in a conclusion part. For that, you can able to use some visual aids. You can prepare some chart and graph which gives the more clarity about the particular chapter. So in conclusion, basically you need to summarize the key findings, you need to emphasizing on the significance, and if you have developed your own model that you would like to study further, that you can able to include in a conclusion part which gives the more clarity about the chapter. So basically, whenever you are going to writing of the literature review, you need to follow this particular sequence. Introduction, second one is a body, and third one is a conclusion. If we talk about introduction, that I have already told you, it is a one paragraph, one or two paragraph, not more than that. In an introduction, what you need to write down? So first you need to write down the purpose of a literature. You need to write down the topic that you would like to study. You need to include what are the things that you are going to study, what are the things that you are not going to study. You are going to include about what is the scope of the research, what is the gap of the research, all those things that you need to include in an introduction. Body, which is a main important thing. Whenever you are going to write the body, means here you are going to synthesize, you are going to analyze, you are going to evaluate the past literature, and you are going to write down your thoughts which is related to the literature that you have studied. Again, in that case, I have already told before write down the literature review, you need to decide the outline and the structure, how you are going to write down, what kind of outline that you are going to follow. And this one is a conclusion part. Conclusion is always which is related to findings. You can use some visual aids, you can include the conceptual model if you have developed. This is the steps that you require to follow for writing of a literature review. First, you need to write down the first draft. Don't expect the perfection. The first draft should be the perfect one. First important thing is you need to pen down, or you need to write down the thoughts that you are having in your mind. This one is the most important thing. So here in a first draft, don't look for the perfection. Just you need to pen down, or you need to write down the thoughts that you are having in your mind. This is a very, very important when you are going to write down. Then you are going to write down the first draft. After that, what you can do, in a second, you can able to read it, you can able to revise it, you can able to find out some link, and you can able to write down your second draft. And after that, the literature that you can able to circulate to your friends, your family members, and you just try to understand whether they are able to understand the things or not. And after that, you can able to finalize your literature review chapter. Go to next one. Okay, here this is just one example of the introduction, what you can able to write in the introduction. So basically here it is mentioned here they have more emphasis on what is a topic. Here they have more emphasis on what they would like to study. So here they have emphasis, this paper will examine the effect of new technology, specifically in regards to instant sharing of image and its effect on mental health of adolescent. So basically we need to write down in introduction part what we would like to study, what are the variables that we would like to study, that we require to write down in an introduction part of a literature review. Go to next one. Here you can use, there are some example which is given. So basically, if your topic is like express the topic and central point of your paragraph. So basically you can write down like this. Many studies have focused on the relationship between media consumption and body image issues. So these are some examples which is given. Basically, if you want to evaluate the things, in that case, you can use those kind of a word and those kind of a language if you would like to evaluate the things. If your topic is a synthesizing, so in that case, you can use like those kind of words and language. Like several empirical study have focused on Facebook usage in adolescent girl. So here you can see that the research study did by Tegman, research study did by Mayer, and this Gray, that they focused on Facebook usage in adolescent girls. This is the meaning of a synthesizing, where we are going to combine the findings from the research that supports the theory you have introduced. Basically, if you want to write down the synthesizing and those kind of a language that you can able to write down, you can able to use for writing of the literature review. Basically, if your objective is to find out the gap, then this is just for example. You can write down, unfortunately, those kind of a word and the language that you can able to write down. This is just for your example. Go to next, please. Next slide, please. Okay, this kind of a word you can able to use for your literature review, like however, in light of, compared to, addition to, additionally, those kind, furthermore, those kind of a word you can able to use whenever you would like to write down your literature. Go to next. Okay, so conclusion that I have will be that we have already discussed. Basically, you need to focus on what you find out, what found out. So here it is mentioned, external research are mainly focused on mass media consumption and shown what they found. So the effect of the relationship between media consumption and body images issue. So basically, always whenever you are going to write down the conclusion, basically you need to more emphasis on the finding part. If you have developed the conceptual model, then this should be the part of the conclusion chapter. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. Right. So if you are having any doubt, you can ask.
Thank you, ma'am. Participants, if you have any questions or queries, you can please post it in the chat box.
Okay.
Ma'am, there is one question from Amira Khanum.
Thank
How
you,
to
madam,
do
for
a
the wonderful session.
How to do a literature review, it seems. Review of literature.
So, so how to do it, or how to write it?
How
So
to do
basically,
it.
okay, ma'am. So that we have already discussed the steps. If you want to do the literature review, first important thing is you need to download the research paper which is related to your topic. This one is the first step, right? For example, if your topic is the augmented reality, the first step for doing the literature review is you require to download the research paper related to augmented reality. This one is the first step. After that, what is the second step? Second step is you need to organize all this research paper using the reference management software. Third step is you need to read the research paper and you need to make the comments as the Excel sheet that I have shared. So in that case, you need to more emphasis on, let's say for example, researcher one, you have downloaded the one research paper which is related to impulsive buying. What you require to do, you require to focus on this researcher has studied, what variable this researcher has studied. So maybe if you are going to read the abstract, if you are going to read the introduction chapter, you are going to read the conclusion, you can able to get the idea ki what are the variables this researcher had studied, so that you can able to enter in your Excel sheet. This X researcher had studied demographic as a variable, culture as a variable, the advertisement as a variable, staff behavior as a variable, that you can able to get idea. After that, what you need to do, you need to in this particular Excel sheet, you need to enter what they found. First, you need to focus on what are the variables that they have studied, and after that, you need to focus on what they found. First, let's say, for example, if you have read the research paper which is done by the X researcher, you can able to you can able to you can able to get idea about how many, you can get idea about what are the variable that they have studied and what they found. Maybe that they have found the relationship between age and impulsive buying, they have found the relationship between gender and impulsive buying, but they do not found the significant relationship or significant impact of staff behavior on impulsive buying. So that you require to understand. After that, again, you require to read this particular research paper. In this particular research paper, you need to understand how they have conducted a research, what kind of methodology that they have adopted, what should be the sample size that they have used, whom who again, you need to understand how they have collected the data, what kind of question that they have asked, so that you require to enter into the particular Excel sheet. And based upon your understanding, you need to decide the outline of your chapter. And based upon that, you need to write down in your own words. I hope am I clear to you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the answer. Ma'am, there is one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Should we read entire research paper to write literature review? Is being asked by Aishwarya.
Basically, if we talk about basically, if we one research paper is minimum of 10 to 15 pages, right? So basically, what is important? The important is from abstract, from the conclusion and the research methodology. Methodology, you can get more clarity. So what you require to do, you require to more focus on abstract, you require to focus on research methodology, and you require to more focus on finding and conclusion. So you can able to get more clarity about what they did, what they found. Right? Maybe in analysis, initially when you would like to do the literature review, you cannot more focus on the analysis and interpretation part, because in methodology, it is mentioned how they have conducted, what kind of test that they did, and it is also mentioned in conclusion and finding part what they found. So basically, you need to more focus on abstract, methodology, finding, and conclusion.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Literature review.
Ma'am, there's one more question.
Yes.
Some 3-4 questions I have clubbed together and I'm asking because of the time
Okay.
containment. Ma'am, actually, they're asking if the literature review or literature is not found for the topic. What are they supposed to do if the literature is not there?
For that, I have already suggested you some method. So basically, let's say, for example, very few literature which is available related to your topic, what you can do, you can able to refer the snowballing as a method. So maybe, let's say, for example, you are able to find out the 3 to 4 relevant literature related to your topic. You can go to references of this particular research paper. So maybe in this particular one researcher in references, you found maybe the 30-50 references that this one particular research paper, you found the 30 to 50 references. So you can able to use those references. So when you cannot able to find out the literature easily, you can able to use the snowballing as a method. You can able to refer the references of other researcher, and based on that, you can try to identify the relevant literature. Or another that I have already told you, you can able to find out some the dissertation or the thesis that you can use. You can again refer the references part. You can find out whatever the resources or the research paper that they have used, and you can able to use those research paper or research paper for your study.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. One more question we would take up. Ma'am, how many ROL we require for final thesis is been asked, and how many years data should be collected?
There is no any thumb rule, right? It is totally very as per your topic. Uh, there is no thumb rule ki minimum 100 200 literature which is required for the PhD. Maybe let's say for example, if your topic is new, in that case very few literature. It is also depend upon the availability of the literature. Basic thing should be, the basic objective of literature is to get the more clarity about your topic. Many times it is possible if you are going to read the 200 literature, and even though you will not get the clarity about what you would like to do, so there is no meaning of the doing the literature review. Important thing is doing of the literature review is to get the clarity, to identify the gap. So there is no any thumb rule in before the PhD thesis you require to do the 100 or 200. But if you talk about, at least if it is a PhD, you require 100 150. You require to study the 150 100 150 research paper, but it is not any thumb rule. It is totally depend upon the availability of the literature.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Hope the queries which
Madam,
ma'am has cleared is clear. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, wanted to add something with to the points of Preyal, madam. How many literature reviews we need to done, it's not actually a thumb rule as madam said, but yes, we as a researchers need to focus where we reach on a theoretical saturation point in research inquiry. There is a point where we don't get any regard new thing or any new addition to the knowledge. There we need to understand that okay, we need to stop now, we are done with the literature and we need to further progress with our own research. That's a theoretical saturation point we need to understand. And regarding the previous question, even I wanted to add something. What was the question? But I forgot.
The question was about, I guess I'll just look into it, ma'am, once. 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
It's about literature review. That's what. If the papers are lengthy, should we read the complete contents or what?
Yeah. The previous question was if it's not available, the literature is not available, what to do? See, basically, when we are doing research itself says that there is something or the other existing in the universe in your domain, be it social sciences, be it sciences, be it anyone. So basically, if we even don't get the context or the content with regard to our specific research, we can do one thing. We can go through the past literatures on the theoretical frameworks. Through that, we can develop our themes. And from that themes, emerging themes, we can bring out the data through the explorative research methodology using that content. So wanted to add this point also. And Priyal, madam, you did wonderfully job. I really appreciate the fact that being it's a actually family time, your child is playing, and still you are teaching us. It's a wonderful appreciation to be done. Although we feel that it's not like that we don't have, but it's actually what means to be empowered. It's really appreciating that you are giving us so much time other than the family time, which it's used to be utilized. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your active
Thank you, ma'am.
participation.
Welcome,
Hello,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have one doubt, ma'am. Can you clear it? Ma'am, how to write a systematic review paper in a sociology, in social science background, ma'am?
So, ma'am, are you talking about the research paper or are you talking about the literature review?
Both, ma'am. Literature review and the research paper, ma'am. In a crispy way, ma'am.
Okay, so basically, if we talk about the research paper, right? So first we talk about the research paper. The research paper is having the first chapter or the first part should be always, it should be the introductory. First it should be the abstract, and after that it should be the introduction, after that it should be literature review, then after that the research methodology should be there, after that your analysis interpretation, after that your finding, conclusion, suggestion, recommendation, and after that your references should be there. Again, if you talk about part of the literature review, again in a literature review you need to decide the outline, or you need to decide the structure in which format you would like to do. Basically in a social science, basically when your objective is to understand factors, in that case basically you can able to use the category as a method. You can able to find out the variables, you can able to club all the research paper which is related to the one particular variable, and based upon that you can able to write down the literature review in your own words. So again in that case, again we have discussed there are the three things which should be very important. First should be the introduction, body, and after that it should be the conclusion. So in your literature review part, first it should be the introduction. It is just if it is a research paper, then it should be the 3 to 4 line which give the clear cut idea about what you would like to do, what is your purpose of a research, what is your objective. This should be clear enough in a first introduction chapter. After that you can divide, let's say for example if I would like to write down research paper on impulsive buying, right? So what I can do, first is first variable, is first category is impulsive buying. I am going to club all the research paper which is related to impulsive buying in this particular heading which is of impulsive buying. After that the second category that we have found out which is of advertisement, so I am going to club all the research paper which is related to advertisement, and I am going to write down my insight, and I am going to write down in my own words. So this is basically how you can able to write down the systematic literature review.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such an informative session on literature review. Thank you for sharing information about how to use Mendeley app for reference, how to write review in an easy and understandable way. Thank you so much. Now I request Mr. Yellappa, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to propose vote of thanks.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all of you. This is Mr. Yellappa, I'm Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. Respected ladies and gentlemen, as we come close to day 1, 3-day national level webinar on research guidelines, literature review organized by SSMRV College, Department of Commerce Research Club in association with Faculty Study Circle. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to this 3 days national level webinar. My very special thanks to the today's resource person, Dr. Preyal Singhvi, Assistant Professor from Ahmedabad, who gave a detailed information on literature review. Also thanks to the Dr. Mamata, day 2 and 3 resource person. I take immense pleasure in extending my sincere thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar, who is always encouraging and motivating and organizing these kind of programs. Thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants across the country from various colleges and universities. Thanks to all. I am very happy to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. M.S. Nagaraj, head of the Department of Commerce, who had constantly giving advice and suggestion in organizing this 3 days webinar. Also extend my thanks to coordinators of all the 3 years. I wish to thank special thanks to Professor Vijay Lakshmi, convener of Research Club, who is a mastermind behind this 3 days national level webinar. And also extend my special thanks to Professor Shakila, convener of Faculty Study Circle, and also entire organizing team of this 3 days national webinar. Also, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to my dear colleagues from various departments of BBA, BCA, BCom, and MPA, and student of our college. Last but not the least, I thanks to the technical committee and who are directly, indirectly supported in organizing this program towards success. Thanks to all once again. Good night. Shubharatri.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
Yellappa
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
sir.
Participants, we are waiting to see you for the 2 more days. Hope with the same enthusiasm and energy we'll get back for the next 2 day sessions. See you tomorrow. Happy learning. Good night.
Thank you.
Signing off, Bharati.